and that's always fun. So yeah, it's been pretty good. I see we have a lot of people on the chat. Hey, Pioneer. Hey, Lizzie's mom. I saw her around here. Here we go. Hey, look, you made it. Good morning. So yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I'm actually off this week from work, so I am not really going anywhere. It's more of like a staycation, but sometimes you need one of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you're moving this week, right, Lizzie?
Yeah, yeah, we move on Friday, so I'm only working Monday and Tuesday this week because the movers will be here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which is why it looks so bare. The Sullys
You know
haven't
what? I'm gonna
moved
put you
yet.
full screen so people can see. Because I mean, your room is always one of those things that people love because it's like magical. But I can't wait to see your new room. But let's show what it looks like right now.
So it's very bare. I've left the Sullys there because the Sullys are going to Joe's on Tuesday night because they're going to go in my car. But all the plushes are in boxes and ready to go, basically. There's a few IKEA bags with my minis in because obviously I got a mini arrive last Saturday, I want to say. So I haven't had time to put those in a box, they're just in a bag. But it's really sad. All of the posters are down, all the pin boards are down, all the shelves are down. Taking the shelves down was really fun because we couldn't remember how they went on. So we were like trying to
Yeah.
pull them off the wall and they weren't coming off the wall, but it turned out there was like a bracket. So that was humorous. I wish I'd filmed that now because that was comical watching my dad trying to take the shelves down.
Oh my goodness. Well, I bet, but I know you must be so excited to get into your new room. Are you gonna try to set it up the same way, or you think you're gonna do like a little spin to what you had, like a little bit of a change? What do you think? I know we're,
I'm
we're
thinking
guys,
of
we're hearing it
changing
here
some
first.
things.
Huh?
I'm thinking of changing a few things. Obviously, I didn't want my plush on my bed this time, so I have got a little idea of where the plush are going to go. I want to make my wall bigger because it was just like one picture and a pinboard, so I've bought another picture. I've got some shelves to put some wall figures on the wall. Um, I'm not sure entirely where I'm going to display the minis because the minis never had a display anyway. I just sort of put them on a shelf once my Funko Pops had come off. I'm hoping to have a lot more bookshelves, so that might look a bit different. But it's just going to be experimentation for the first couple of months, I think. But you guys are going to see my room next Sunday on my channel, which is going to be really weird.
So excited. I'm really excited for this. I don't know
Me
about you
too.
guys,
I
but I'm
mean,
super excited.
it's daunting, but it's exciting because it's like a clean slate. With this room, I'm limited to whether I can move the furniture around, but going into a completely fresh room, you put the furniture where you want it. So I'm just hoping the way I picture it works out because I had a lot of ideas of where I wanted things to go. So if I have to move things at the last minute, I'm going to be really upset.
Well, I'm sure everything's gonna be smoothly, and we're all excited to see your new room. And here we have Kate Titus all the way from Japan. Good morning, konnichiwa. So, all right. So I feel like we've had some pin releases to talk about. Lizzie, did you see that we had these pins on Friday, July 31st? We had like a ton of pins come out on Shop Disney. Did you see that?
I didn't actually. I think I missed that. Have you got
So,
the poster?
yeah, actually, let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up on my Instagram. So just to or I guess a lot of people know, or maybe I'll just remind you. So the July pins for Shop Disney had come out earlier in the month, the flyer. And then we were supposed to have 12 pins being released on Thursday, but I don't know what happened. It just didn't happen. So Disney
Oh,
pushed it to Friday. And it was funny because there was an uproar about it on Facebook, on the different Facebook groups and
yeah.
pages. And you know what I thought was super funny? I don't know if I sent you this, Lizzie, on like a DM. But Thursday happened to be the International Friendship Day. So
Oh yeah,
people were posting on Shop Disney's Facebook post, like, well, friends don't lie to friends about pin releases. And it was like hilarious. Like people were just blasting Shop Disney because the pins didn't come out on Thursday. Instead, they came out on Friday. But I feel like the pin releases on Friday were pretty smooth. I'm gonna see if I can
that's good.
locate the flyer. And as usual, I just turn off my camera real quick while I flyer so it doesn't look like I'm staring into space as I am trying to pull up the flyer. But all right, I think I have it right here. Let me share my screen real quick. And it should be, let's see if it's this one. Yes, this one. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make it full screen. Okay, so these pins that originally were on the flyer for the 30th, they all came out on the 31st. And there's a lot of pins. We have 12 pins in here. I ordered 5 of those because I am a pin hoarder. So I got the 3 enchanted emblems, which one of them was Ursula, which is on the very first line or vertical row. And then I also ordered the old hag, which is on the 3rd vertical row, and then the very last one on that 3rd vertical row, which is from Atlantis. So those were the 3 enchanted emblems. And then I also ordered the Daisy Duck and the chip pin from the 20 trading because these pins, they're pretty cool. I like them. They're hinge pins. They look like these green emeralds. And if I am not mistaken, these 2 green pins are going to be it for the set. There's going to be another piece that goes right in the middle of all these pins because all these pins connect and they're supposed to look like sort of like an octagon or so, and then there's a piece that goes in the middle. And I can't wait to put all of these together. But I it's pretty funny because I don't know what happened. The release just got delayed and they pushed it till Friday. No explanation as to why. I don't know if it's because they had so many pins being released that there was some sort of glitch. But it was originally supposed to come the 30th because Disney Pins blog, they tend to put up the links about 2 hours or so, or an hour or so before the release, so that it makes it easier for people, which is typically what I do. Like I'll go on Disney Pins blog, and then I'll find the link for the pin that I want to get, and I'll just open the tab, and then I just have it open so that when 10 o'clock Eastern time hits, which is 7 a.m. Pacific for California, I can just sign into my account. I'll go on the different open tabs that I have with these links. I hit refresh, and the pins will just be there, which makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I don't know what happened. What are your thoughts on this, Lizzie? What do you think? You think that's because they had so many pins being released that it just had to be pushed back?
I just find that really weird. Like they set the date that it's going to be released, so to you know delay it by a day and not tell anybody is like really unprofessional. Like they
Hmm.
wouldn't. I'd say they wouldn't do that with Mini, but they did it with your Mini, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
I just. Although what you say about everybody having a go at them in the Facebook comments, that's actually my favourite thing to do on
Yeah.
the 18th of every month. You go on to the picture where they say Mini's been released this month, and there's loads of people going, "Why have you just posted this? It's already sold out. What are you doing to us?" And I'm like, "Oh God." It's so funny, but at the same time it's not, because there's like one social media person who's having to deal with all of those complaints, and
Yeah.
that people are never happy when they respond, because it's obviously oh, would you mind DMing me telling me your problem, and they're like, no, I want to talk about it out in the open, and like,
I know.
complaints don't work that way.
I know. I know. Like you can say it in front of everybody. Just say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. So if you guys are not following Shop Disney on Facebook or different social medias, definitely do it, because whenever there's a release, the comments there are hilarious because people don't hold back. People will
They don't.
just say whatever. Like when I saw that one post about the pins being delayed with no warning, people were pissed, and I just still think that was hilarious. Friends don't lie to friends.
Yeah.
That was
I
super
mean,
funny.
I still don't understand why they did that, because like I know it's an extreme example, but what if someone had taken the morning off work to get those pins so that they weren't at work? Like, you know, you need some advance warning if something's going to be delayed. It's the right thing to do, but you don't know what happened. Maybe their website went down unexpectedly or something, or there was an error
Maybe.
uploading the items. So I don't understand how these websites work, but there's got to be something. But at least you managed to get the ones you wanted, because to get 5
I
is
I
amazing. I mean,
know.
did you get it? Did you get it all in one basket?
Yes. So I used the trick that I told you. So I go on Disney Pins blog first because he'll have all the links ready like about an hour or so before the release. So that way all you have to do is click on the link. It's gonna show it's like a broken link. Like it shows
Yeah.
what's his name? Oh my gosh.
We have Lightning
Ralph.
McQueen, I think.
We
Oh,
have Ralph
Ralph.
breaks in. Yeah. So whenever the link is not there, like he'll show up like, okay, like this is not here. However, on the top of the tab, it will say the name of the pin. So you know it's a good link, it's just not active yet. So I'll just
Yeah.
open all these tabs in my browser on my phone. And then when it's go time, I'll go to every single one of those tabs. I'll hit refresh and all the pins will be there. So I can just hit bag, add to bag, add to bag, and I can just go ahead and check out, which I think it's been so helpful because I did that and I feel like it went pretty smoothly. And in a way, I'm happy that the release got pushed back because I work for a company where I work for a lending company. So I have customers all the time. So I had a customer that had an appointment with me at 10 a.m. on Thursday. And I was just so upset. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss this release. I won't have time to do this until my lunch break. By that time, the pins are not gonna be ready. And Dirk was working. Well, that's it. I've been collecting all these pins for the whole year, and now I'm not gonna get them. And I don't know. Luckily, it pushed back. Like it just, I don't know. It just so happened to work out. I don't know. I was just so happy.
Yeah, that's really lucky. Like, luckily, I don't start work till 8:30, and all of our Disney releases are always at 8. But there was one release, it was the ink and paint key. I didn't get the ink and paint key until 9. Like, I had it open on my phone while I was at work. I just kept trying and trying, and it just wouldn't let me buy it until 9 o'clock. I was like, are you kidding me? Seriously?
Yeah, but you got it though, which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
And I feel like that is not uncommon with some Disney releases, that sometimes it gets messed up and you don't end up getting your items until later on that day. Like I remember that for the Star Wars releases on May 4th, a lot of people didn't get their items until like 3 the afternoon, and
yeah,
they were supposed to be available at 10 a.m. So we're talking hours later. So people had to be like on their phones and computers just constantly checking. Well, guys, check back at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Like you just had to keep on checking. And I feel like a lot of these releases are really time consuming for us as collectors
yeah,
because we really want to get these items. So we'll either keep on checking all day or something like that. And it gets a little crazy, which brings me to another point. Merch Pass.
yeah.
So last Monday, we had the Merch Pass in the US for the Minnie Mouse main attraction, the June release for Peter Pan, because as some of you guys might know, this release got postponed. If you would go on Shop Disney, it would say Minnie was on vacation, which is kind of weird because right now nobody's going on vacation, Minnie.
Yeah.
So so we got the merch pass for that, and I put in for the pins and the ears because I really want the ears too, and my husband put for the pins and the ears as well. I did not get an email, but he did get an email for the pins, so we were able to order the pins. No
It's
ears,
lucky.
and like I said, I didn't get any emails at all for the Disney Castle collection. I got an email saying that I got the pin, which is great. Which right here. I took it out of the little packaging because I'm going to put it in my little display. But
Yeah.
yeah, this Minnie Mouse Mini Attraction merch pass, I don't think many people had good luck with this. But then again, I also saw or heard that there were people that were creating multiple accounts with different emails just for the items multiple times, which I think that, that's kind of, you know,
That's
sketchy
not
to do
really
that. Like, why
fair.
would you do that?
Like
Yeah.
in our country, the rules are one per guest, two per household. So, like you
Mhm.
and Dirk with the same address should be okay, but say you created another account, Disney should go, no, that's three per household, and immediately like ignore it. So, if people are getting it that way, they need to think of a better system because if genuine collectors are still missing out, then Merch Pass isn't going to work. Not at all.
I was actually talking to Mary from the Siskiyous who's on the chat, and she was telling me she saw it in one of the Facebook groups. Ah, there you go. I'm gonna highlight her comment. Um, so yeah, so this person had multiple accounts, and he was awarded items with some of the different accounts. And what is this person going to resell them? Which
Resell.
again defeats the right. It defeats the purpose of the merch pass because it's supposed to
Yeah.
make it more fair for
Yeah.
everybody, and it's supposed to kind of, I guess, deter in a way the use of bots, even though people still use bots for whatever. But yeah, that definitely, defeats the purpose, and it just makes it unfair for other people. Like, why do you need five pin sets or like five pairs of ears, like,
Yeah,
I
like
don't
the
know.
only thing that I usually agree with buying multiples of is wishables. And you'll know that because you got me a wishable last week. Thank you. But they only
I
let you buy
know.
one when I have seen from Disney Pins Box Wishables group that there's at least five, maybe six you can get in that wishable set. So to only let you get one is really unfair. I don't understand how Disney can let people buy like 10 of one thing but then one of another that isn't limited, I don't think. They're pretty much going to keep being sold for the entirety of the 65th at Disneyland, I would imagine.
Oh, I didn't know this. Mary's saying that you can use bots to create email accounts. Shows how much I know about bots.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's
I
messed up
literally
then.
don't know
Like,
their capabilities.
yeah, that is really crazy because again, it takes away from collectors like us and you guys on the chat that, really value our collectibles and do it the right way. And not just us, like, plushes or pin collectors, but also, Funko collectors. Like we have here the Barbarian on the chat, and we have Mike Dork, and they are big Funko collectors, and I'm sure they see, something. They probably see a similar problem because, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Funko website also had that issue, so they were trying to figure out a way to deal with bots, right? But yeah, I feel like as a collector, that's always a problem that you have people that try to
Yeah.
obtain these items in a less than honest way.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not an IT person, but it surely can't be that difficult to stop this. Like, I saw a comment for the Mouse the Man attraction last month, and someone said you could just add one of those little captures where you have to click "I am not a robot" and wait until like the ticks come up.
Hmm.
Because Andy from Park Pioneer told me once that there's a lot of background checks behind that to check your IP
Okay.
address and things like that to make sure you're
Okay.
legitimate. And it doesn't add that much time on to you purchasing something, and you wouldn't mind the extra few seconds if you knew that that item was going to stay in your basket. Because another
Right.
thing Disney doesn't do is Disney doesn't hold items in your basket until you've paid for it. It's not yours. Whereas most shops give you, even ticket websites give you 9 or 10 minutes where it is yours until you've paid for it. And that doesn't help either because bots are obviously going to be a lot faster than human people checking out.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, they'll figure out a way to just keep the bots at bay so that we can get the items that, we're looking for. And
Yeah.
that kind of brings me to another thing. So we also saw that, because Loungefly has been releasing pins as well every Tuesday. So the August flyer for their pins just came out. So let me share my screen so that we can see what we have. Luckily, I feel like this month it's not something that I'm super, you know, into. So I feel like I don't need to like just be all like nervous, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be 12 o'clock. I need these pins. I mean, the pins are cool, but there's nothing really that I collect. What about you, Lizzie? What do you think?
I really like the Hercules one because if Hercules had more merchandise, then I would collect Hercules items. But obviously, the Loungefly pins are really hard for me to get, and the only one I would have really wanted was the Oliver and Company. But at least they've set a date for the Goofy movie that got pushed back from last month.
Yes, I was just gonna say that Goofy movie pin got pushed back, and I don't collect any of these movies, but I think that the Pocahontas pin is so cute with Nico and
Yeah,
Percy. I think that pin is adorable. I love the little cherry on top of Percy's head. He looks like a little sundae. um, but it is so cute. I do think that the Hercules pin is really cute too. I love the colors, all the little the baby blue, baby pink colors, all the pastel colors. It's just so
yeah,
adorable. Hercules with baby Pegasus. And as usual, we see that these pins are interactive. So Pocahontas is supposed to be a rotating pin, and then Hercules is sliding. And then Hello Kitty is not Disney, but same thing. It rotates, and we have Spider Man that spins. I think that's pretty cool. They included Spider Man here. While I don't collect that, it's cool to also see that Marvel is kind of getting, their pins too.
yeah. And I really like that
And
there's a
then,
Rugrats
yeah.
because there's never any Rugrats merchandise. I grew up loving the Rugrats.
I know. I thought it was different that they had a Rugrats pin, but it is cool. And this pin glows in the dark and it also swings. So that is pretty cool. Another thing that I noticed is that these are different LE. It's not just LE 500, but we have some LE 1000 and LE 1200.
Oh yeah, that's quite a big edition size.
Yeah, and yeah, I think I mean these pins are super cute. Nothing really that I collect, but if I was to get any other pins, it would probably be either Pocahontas or Hercules. I think those would probably be my
Yeah.
picks. Do you think that then you would probably go with Hercules, you said, right?
Yeah, I think I'd definitely go with Hercules because even though Pocahontas was my favourite growing up, there's actually like
Oh,
a little home movie of me. I'm supposed to be opening my birthday presents, but my dad's put Pocahontas on the TV, so I'm literally just like stood. Say the TV's here, and there's my face just watching the TV. Which I wish I could show you, but I don't actually know where that video is. But I've actually got that pin as a trinket dish from Shop Disney, so I don't
oh,
usually buy merchandise that's the same. I packed it away this morning, so I can't show you. But yeah, I don't use it as a trinket dish. It just sits on my bookshelf, but it's the exact same style.
oh, that's cool. Like I remember when Pocahontas came out, was I think it was like what, like 96, 95, right?
I want to say 95, I think,
Yeah.
but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, so I remember when it came out, my favorite is, Beauty and the Beast, but I remember that Pocahontas was just so cool because he was so different. And I do remember a lot of my classmates were like super into Pocahontas. But yeah, it's definitely a cool one. And
Yeah,
yeah, so I mean, we'll see what else, we get from Shop Disney. I am hoping that this week the Minnie Mouse main attraction Peter Pan set will just go live on the website. That's what happened with the Disney Castle collection with Frozen. So a week after the merch pass was done, the items went live on the website, and Disney did not announce it. It just showed up. So I'm gonna just keep an eye on that and just see if I can get the ears because they are so cute. But also, oh, here Mike Dirk says 95. All right, yes. So
yeah,
Pocahontas was 95. Now, another thing that's coming out this week is actually on your Shop Disney, on Shop Disney UK. Do you want
yeah.
to talk about that, Lizzie?
So I missed it. Like usually, I get a notification when Shop Disney UK post, but I was working. And we are getting a new key on Friday. I don't know why I said new pin. So Mel is just getting up the picture. It is going to be the 25th anniversary of Toy Story. It's actually nowhere near the actual release date, so this one came as a little bit of a shock. And we have already had a Toy Story key before, but I really like this key. I like that it has the years on it, and it's got Woody and Buzz. there's the clouds on the D, like Andy's wallpaper, and then down at the bottom there's the Luxo ball and the lamp, which is a lot like the other Toy Story key. I'm just trying to think where my key is. It isn't really somewhere I can go and get it, but they are very similar. It's just that this one has a lot more detail. The only thing I'm upset about is that this releases on the day I move house. So luckily Park Pioneer are going to try and get it for me. I will try myself if I'm not in a position where I'm driving or something to the new house. But I am hoping I can get this key because I haven't missed a key yet. I currently have 15 Disney keys. So to miss one would really upset me, especially just because I'm moving house. Like, normally I'd be able to get it, no problem.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try for this key. I mean, even though, I don't live in the UK, and I don't know if they'll make it available for people in the US because, correct me if I'm wrong, Lizzie, but the UK, Ship Disney UK has only been allowing a certain time frame for people that are outside of Europe to buy, right? So maybe it'll be like just a certain time from a certain hour to a certain hour where people outside
Yeah.
of Europe can purchase, right?
Yeah, the first time that they did that was with June's main attraction, and it was 8:30 onwards. And then they changed it to 10 a.m. onwards. But the problem is, the merchandise in the UK usually sells out in the first hour, and keys do as well. So I don't think they could do that this time. But they do need to get better at announcing things in the US on the same date so that you would be rest assured that you will get it on your own website. But I would like it. I mean, if possible, I would try and get two because I am trying to trade my ink and paint key for the Olaf key that America got that we didn't. But the thing is, because that is such a rare key, you need to trade 2 or 3 keys for someone to trade with you. So I need to get a couple more, and I need to do it before the ink and paint key gets released in the US so that it's actually still wanted at the time, because you are getting the ink and paint key soon, aren't you?
Yeah, they haven't said when, but it's on the under the coming soon section of Shop Disney. But so, I mean, maybe you can still try to trade your key for something else. I mean, there's
Yeah.
another key that I heard is coming out in Canada,
Yeah. You showed me a
for
picture
the
of that one,
Disney
didn't you?
store there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
So,
mean,
I mean, it's something that I just kind of go.
like when Canada gets them, it's usually like the US and Canada, isn't it? Because the Olaf key came out in Canada as well. So I do think if Canada does get the key that we've seen rumored, then you guys will get it as well. I mean, that might just be wishful thinking, but it kills me every time they bring out a key I don't have the cast member exclusive ones. There was a
Oh, me
Stitch and
neither.
there was a Christmas one. I don't have the Harrods one. I don't
I don't have
have
that.
the Christmas one that's like all vines and it's gold. I don't have the Paris
Oh, no,
one.
I don't have
And
that.
I don't have
I
the
don't have
30th
that.
anniversary of the Disney store either, but it's very similar to the New York Times Square key, which I do have, so I'm not too upset about that one.
I don't have that.
But I feel very lucky that I have that because I don't actually give those out anymore, and I'm worried that Paris will go the same way because the key group
Really?
you and I are both in, we see like people like camping out to get the key, and I think that's what's prompted Disney to stop doing certain special keys because it just causes too many arguments and maybe the cast members get into difficult situations. So I don't think I'll be able to get the Paris key either.
I did not see
Yes,
this.
it's so like I've never seen any of those crystal keys. The only keys I'm familiar with are like the metal ones that like there's a small world one that I really really want, and I'll have to get that next time I'm in America. But it's I didn't spot Mulan at first. It's like clear glass and it's just a normal key, and then at the top that would be like the handle of the key there's Mulan etched into it, and it's really beautiful, but I have no idea how much it's going to
Ooh.
cost.
I need to look that up because
Yeah.
this is the first time I'm hearing about this, but it sounds beautiful. Oh my gosh. And like I don't have the New York key, and I really want that key. It's so pretty and it goes for
Yeah.
so much ridiculous.
I know.
Like we're talking over $1,000 for this key. Like it's insane, but it is
Yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
the
so
keys I want go for over 1,000, and I'm like, I'm not paying that much. No way. Especially since, if you
no.
think about it, the opening ceremony keys you literally got just for turning up. The ones that you got for, say, um, buying something, you did spend £20, or in your case, I think it's $15. I think, I'm not sure. So you did actually spend some money, so I can kind of understand selling those keys for money, but the keys that you get literally for just showing up at a store is really weird.
The
Yeah,
interest.
it's absolutely gorgeous, but I know
Ah,
me, I'd drop it the second I get it in the house and snap it. That's gonna just shatter if you drop it.
this is so how do you get this key? This is just a key that you just purchased, right?
I think
Or
it's just one that they would sell in the park, yeah. So like in Disneyland Paris on Main Street, there's a store called Harrington's, which is it sells like Disney traditions and things like that, but it's also a glass store. So they have like glass figures. I actually bought a glass rose in the jar from Beauty and the Beast from there. It was really small, but it's made of blown glass and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I have a feeling that might be exclusive to Disneyland Paris because I don't think they do. Like, they have glass stores in the American parks.
I mean, they do have the Arribas brothers. They have like a shop in I think it's in
Oh, yeah.
Disney Springs, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I forget. But they do have one too. But that key is so pretty.
Oh, you had to get a reservation for purchasing it. I can imagine, but hopefully it's not on eBay. It would really upset me if it's on eBay already.
Wow, LE 200, and you have to get a because I mean that's typically how it works, right? In Disneyland Paris, anything that's LE, it's like it's really tough to get that LE
Yeah.
stuff there, right?
Yeah, so Park Pioneer have done some really good videos on the app that you have to use. It's called LineBitty. I don't know whether that's actually how you pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it. And basically, for pins and anything else that's limited, and also for meeting characters, you have this app. And I think
Ooh.
with pins and stuff, the night before, you have to get your reservation, which to me would be a lot better. Although usually I'm traveling to Disneyland Paris the night before I go, but you'd sleep easier knowing that you've got a reservation and that if you turn up at that queue, you will definitely get the pin that you wanted. And on my trip that got cancelled, there was limited edition pins getting released that day, and I was hoping to, score a reservation so that I'd have. I don't think I wanted it. I think it was a Maleficent pin, but it's better to get it and have something that you can trade with
Right.
somebody rather than not getting it if you had the chance.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know there's people that do like pickups for Disneyland Paris
Yeah,
pins, and I do see it as really tough to get these LED pins. I mean, I feel like we're pretty fortunate here in the US that, we can just get the LED pins directly from the website, or you can just go to the park and purchase them, and that's it. I mean, not currently because they're not really selling LED pins right now at the parks, at least not none of the newer ones. But I feel pretty lucky that we can just get it through the website and then having to go through this like whole process to try to get
yeah.
an LE item there.
Yeah, on the subject of Disneyland Paris, actually, they released their pin poster for August, and there was absolutely no limited edition ones that needed Lime Bitty. They're all open edition, and there are actually two that I really, really like. They're released on the 29th of August, I want to say, and they're castle pins, which I know you would like as well, Mel. So
Yes.
um, I need to try and find a Disneyland Paris pickup person, to be honest, because I don't actually have one. But it really upsets me that these are never put on Shop Disney UK, because imagine how much easier it would be for me to collect pins if I could just order them on Shop Disney UK.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I just found this is the flyer you were talking about, right?
Yeah. So it's the bottom two, the one's like grey and white, and then the other one's like silver and gold, which I really love.
Oh, they're so
Um,
cute.
it's quite interesting that the Marvel Summer of Superheroes ones are still being released because they were supposed to be released the weekend I went because I was going to get my dad that Iron Man pin because obviously that was when the Summer of Superheroes was supposed to begin in March. So at least they are still releasing the merchandise because it obviously got produced. So you don't want to just waste it because it does have a year on it. But it's just a bit strange because I don't think they're really going to go ahead with, you know, actual full blown events anymore. It's just going to be just slightly more decorated than usual because there's no parades and things like that.
Right. But something that I've
Pioneer are going to find us a pickup person.
good. Let me highlight their comment. I was on my other screen looking at the poster, but like here, something that I've always noticed is that the open edition Disneyland Paris pins, and just really any of the overseas parks, their open edition pins are so pretty. Like
Yeah,
they
definitely.
are comparable to some of the LE pins that we got in the States, and they're just so pretty. I mean, those two castle pins are really pretty. I think especially the one with the golden castle and the Mickey silhouette behind it
Yeah,
is so cute. And even, I don't collect Stitch, but those pins are adorable.
yeah,
And I think that let's see, they're just really pretty. I was getting a closer look here at Fox and the Hound. They're just so cool, and Bernard and Bianca. I mean, these are just so cute, and I think it's cool that they're also adding characters from Onward, being a newer movie and some newer characters that those are being also added. I think that's pretty cool.
I think what Disneyland Paris does well is it has merchandise from perhaps more underrated films. Like it was Disneyland Paris that I managed to get my Oliver and Company plushes from. They also do an Oliver and Company ornament, which I also have. They did bring it out on Shop Disney later in the year as like a Christmas ornament that like hung, but I didn't bother
Okay.
getting it because it was literally exactly the same as the one I got from Disneyland Paris. But it's just really nice. Like you wouldn't see the rescuers much in America usually, or the Fox and the Hound. So it's really nice that you get more underrated pins there. I think when I do manage to reschedule my trip, I'd be able to get you some really cool Beauty and the Beast pins as well, since that's set in France. So you'd assume that there'd be more pins there.
Yeah, and that one castle pin, that I love from Disneyland Paris,
Yeah,
because that's supposed to be an open edition pin for Disneyland
yeah.
Paris, right? It is
Every single
gorgeous.
time I've been, it is there. So I'm hoping that when I do get to go, it's no exception. So that'll be the first thing I look for. I do always check the the Shop Disney UK website as well, just to check. But no luck. But I did actually get it for James at Pin Pals when I went last March. So I wish I'd known at the time that you wanted that, but we didn't even know each other last March, which is crazy.
I know, and look at us here, and I called you
I
Chica and
know.
all.
Yeah.
Um, but you know what? I feel like I've never wanted an OE pin before as much as I want this pin. I think it is just so pretty that
Yeah. I'm surprised though. I don't even own it to be honest. But when I was packing my pins the other week, I noticed like I go for separate pins. So like I get a Disneyland Park pin and then I get a Walt Disney Studios pin. When that pin sort of incorporates all the lands of Disneyland, so it's like a much nicer pin to own.
yeah.
Because it has the castle, doesn't it? And then it's got Pirates of the Caribbean and Space Mountain on the one side, and then I can't remember what it's got on the other side, but it's like a really beautiful pin. I've still got the picture on my phone to remind me that I've got to get it for you.
Aw, thanks. I mean, I think that, not only that, but it kind of looks like a little mini jumbo because it's also just like a
Yeah.
decent sized pin. Oh my gosh, but it is so pretty. And Lizzie, so do you have any wishable news for us or any new plushes that you want to get or that you know are coming out?
I do have a Wishable coming from you soon, which is the 65th anniversary set. From the Wishables group I've been in, I've seen that there's 3 different variants of the Skyliner, which is very rare. Usually there's only 1 variant, so to have 3 means that the collectability goes up of those because you've got more of a set to complete, which is more difficult. But like I said, you can only buy 1 at a time, which is frustrating.
I
Um,
know.
so I'm personally hoping for either Mr. Toad or Jose, but we will see what's in there. Don't tell me if you have a feel around and find out what it is.
It's funny. I was just thinking that right now. It's like, okay.
I don't think there's any more Wishables coming out, but a lot of people on Facebook talk about a Wishables Wednesday, and I'm not sure whether
Oh.
that's the first Wednesday of the month or the last Wednesday of the month. But I'm always asleep when they release, so I never get a chance to ask you to get them for me. The last one was Toy Story Midway Mania. I'm not really sure what will come out next. I've seen a fake Jasmine, so there is rumours that that means that an Aladdin set's coming out, but that's not necessarily going to be an Aladdin set. It could be a princesses set, which would be more popular, I think. So you could have like Jasmine, and you could have like Rapunzel, like the princesses that you regularly see walking around the parks. And that would be really nice because usually they're tied to an attraction, and
Okay.
apart from the flying carpets, Aladdin doesn't have an attraction, so I'm not sure how they could justify an Aladdin set. Given
True.
that the Wishables, even the Frozen set isn't called a Frozen set, it's called the Frozen Ever After set from
Oh.
Epcot. So I don't think they could do an Aladdin one. They could do a princesses and call it like a parade set maybe, because the princesses are in the parades.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I don't collect Wishables. I think they're very cute, but I don't collect them because honestly, I can't really collect anymore. I mean, I have pins, I have pops, I have keys. Gotta draw the line somewhere. But I didn't know. So the Wishables are all tied to then attractions.
Yeah. So the Monsters Inc. set was actually for what's it called? Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue. That's at Disney's
Okay.
California Adventure. Because you've got the little ride vehicle, and then you've got. I'm trying to think of examples of ones where it's filmed. Obviously, the Toy Story one is for Midway Mania rather than actual
Okay.
Toy Story. So, like, they're holding the targets that you hit in the ride. Um, but yeah, they usually like the ones that they sold at the beginning were just very classic characters like Stitch, who's around the parks a lot, Mickey, Minnie. They have the snacks as well. I need to complete series 2 of the snacks, but I've completed series 1. You have the Haunted Mansion set, which I've completed. You got the Nightmare Before Christmas one, which is actually Haunted Mansion Holiday, which I haven't
Oh.
completed because I still need 0. I haven't completed the Christmas set. I need the reindeer. But I have completed quite a few sets, and in a video that's coming up in 2 or 3 weeks' time, I do complete another set, so I'm really excited about that video. It's the first time I've ever actually completed a set, like live filming it, like opening them for the first time, rather than having to like get the one I need afterwards.
So are these just attractions in the parks that are in the US or just any parks? I'm thinking because there's a Beauty and the Beast ride. Is it in Tokyo?
Tokyo, yeah.
So,
So
I mean, do you think it would do that or only if it makes its way to the US or when it makes its way to the US?
maybe, because I think Wishables come from Hong Kong, because when the Space
Okay.
Mountain set came out, they actually, like, we knew they were coming because we saw them in Hong Kong first. And I'm not sure whether they're sold in Tokyo, but, it's Wishables are like the new thing. It was Tsum Tsums, and then it was You Foofies, and then it was Tiny Big Feet, and now it's Wishables' turn. And I really wish they'd bring them to Paris because they're so popular and so collectible. You don't have to have all of them. If you just want one, you can just have one. So if they did bring out a Beauty and the Beast set, you could get all of them and then never collect Wishables ever again.
Yeah, so if that happens, I need those. And I was thinking if they also do the, the cartoon spin ride with Jessica Rabbit and Roger Rabbit that they
Yeah,
have in Disneyland, California, I'm gonna need those
yeah,
too. All right. So this is gonna be my exception. I will collect those. If they come out with the cartoons spin ride, I want that one. And of course, Beauty and the Beast. Those are the only
yeah.
ones that I would collect, even though I love Haunted Mansion. I uh I just decided not to collect that. Do they have a Pirates of the Caribbean one too?
Yes, they do. I've only got two of them. I've got
Okay.
the dog with the key in his mouth,
Oh,
and
it's
I've
cute.
got Jack Sparrow. No, I've got Red. I haven't got Jack Sparrow. I really wanted Jack Sparrow, but the problem is they're not expensive. They're like $10.74 after tax, I think, in
Okay.
California. But the thing is, if you spend that much money and then you haven't got what you wanted, you've wasted money, haven't you? Like if you got a duplicate, like I know you can trade them, but I'm still yet to get someone to agree to trade with someone from the UK. And when I spoke to my friend about it, she said she usually has to offer to pay their postage as well as her own. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm really not doing that. Like if you want it, I'm paying just as much postage as you are, so it's fair to me. But I don't know.
That's crazy. So the redhead wishable that you have, is it redhead, the new redhead as a pirate or redhead as the bride?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture up of her. I know she's like in a normal outfit, but her outfit never changed, did it?
I think because her outfit changed from what it used to be to her looking now just more like a pirate where she has like a gun, I think, right? So it's a little bit different. So, oh, do you have a picture?
Yeah, she's not holding a gun, but I suppose that's because it's a
The
toy, so they probably can't have her holding a weapon. But I
yeah,
think she's meant to be new red, I think.
yeah, yeah. I
She
think it's
looks
still cool.
yeah, definitely. That was the one I wanted, that one or Jack Sparrow. And
Okay.
then once I got her, I didn't really want to open another one in case I got her again. And I do regret not getting more Pirates of the Caribbean bags. So if I ever see them again, because I'm not sure they're available in Walt Disney World at the moment, I'll have to get a few of those as well. There's just so many. Like I struggle to keep up with like the new things. Like I struggle to keep up with Tiny Big Feet because they were just releasing them every month, and I was like, hang on, like wait a minute, I've got to save up the money for this. So there's people that have got like every wishable that's ever come out, and I just can't afford to do that, especially since they're not sold over here, so I have to pay like shipping to get them over here. But I'm happy with the ones
Yeah,
I've got.
for you it's easier if you can get multiples and just have them shipped to you at once.
Yeah.
Then I guess it's worth it like that if you can get, I don't know, as many as you can in one shot. Jody and Laura said that they didn't know there was a Beast ride. So this is a fairly new ride, right, Lizzie?
I'm not sure it's open yet because I think it got delayed because of the old Rona. It may be opening this month, I think, maybe.
Ooh.
Um, because I follow TDR Explorer, who he isn't going to Tokyo as much, but he's got like a team of people. So, like, if
Okay.
someone goes to Shanghai or Hong Kong or something, they will send him the footage and he'll post it on his Twitter, his Instagram, things like that. And I just think he's really good. He really helped me plan my Tokyo trip. Speaking of
Oh.
Tokyo, repping
Let
Tokyo
me put
Disney
you full screen
today.
so you can show off your shirt.
So my dad thought this said Mickey Mouse, but it does actually say Tokyo Disney Sea in Japanese. I've never, tried to type it into a translation website, but I just trust that Disney would make sure that it's spot on.
Right, that it's just that and not like something completely different.
Yeah. I do
Like
have a
yeah.
plush that has Japanese on it, so I in my really broken Japanese, tried to ask a cast member what it said, and they said it says Tokyo Disney Resort. And I've got a t-shirt that says Tokyo Disneyland. So if I lay them all out, I should be able to work out which bit says Tokyo and which bit says Disney, because then obviously it's
Okay.
only the third word that's been changed, which I think is really cool.
So you speak Japanese?
I only learnt like, yes, no, please, thank you, things like that. Whenever I travel, I like to know the like pleasantries, like, so that
Okay.
I've got good manners. Because in Tokyo Disney itself, they do have members of staff that speak really good English. So if there's a problem,
Oh,
they will get that person over. But
okay.
generally, how I managed to cope was just like if you're ordering food in a restaurant, I take a picture of the menu and then point at the menu so that you don't have
Okay.
to try and speak. And I never asked for anything plain. In America and in Paris, I'm always asking for things with like no salad or no cheese or something like that. But I just had things how it came in Tokyo.
Okay, well, that's interesting because we've been talking, Dirk and I have been talking about going to Tokyo.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so we'll see. I mean, since we're not going to, I don't think we're going to be able to go to Disney World this year. We were thinking about possibly trying to go maybe for like a long weekend, either in November and December, but I don't know if it's going to happen just with all the
Yeah.
restrictions still here and there. So, I mean, I would love to. So, I probably have some vacation time that's going to roll over to next year. So, maybe we'll see. Maybe we can try to make that trip to Tokyo next year. And if we do, I'll definitely be asking you for some pointers. Now, do you think that you are going to be going to any to Disneyland Paris or even Tokyo or anything like that next year? Or do you think that you're shooting more toward like some of the parks in the US?
Tokyo is probably off the cards, purely because of my dad's health, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'd never say never to Paris or America just because I think they take a lot less planning than going to Tokyo because it's a country that doesn't speak your language even slightly for the most part. All the travel guides tell you that once you leave like that Disney bubble, you're going to really struggle to find someone who speaks good English, which
Mm,
scares me because my dad's got allergies and heart problems and stuff like that. But we did use Google Translate actually because you can type in what you want to say and then press this like microphone button and it speaks it out,
oh,
which
cool.
is really, really helpful because I wouldn't be able to speak it myself. I'd love to go back to Tokyo, but I just don't know whether I can. I remember on my birthday, I was crying about my trip being cancelled, and my dad was like, "Oh, just go to Tokyo instead." I was like, "Well, if you could go to Tokyo, everyone would go to Tokyo, wouldn't they? Because I think that Tokyo's the best out of all of them." But maybe I'm just biased because of Tokyo Disney Sea. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I mean, I would love to go there one day, but I mean, it definitely makes me a little nervous with the whole language
Yeah,
barrier because I mean, I speak English and Spanish, but that's about it. And
yeah,
um, so I think it would be a little scary, like you said, to get out of the park and then just struggle to find someone that
yeah,
speaks English. But I'm sure that it's something that can be worked out and planned out real
yeah,
good. But I also want to go to Disneyland Paris
yeah.
someday. I mean, how far are you from Disneyland Paris? I'm sure I've asked you before, but I forget.
Um, if I take a plane, it's about 40 minutes on the plane and then
Oh,
either an hour's drive from the airport or I think 40 minutes on the train. But if I
okay.
drove from where I am right now, it takes about 8 hours, something like that. So
Oh,
I wouldn't
wow.
recommend that. I mean, that's quite normal in America. Like to drive from state to state can take you hours, but like in the UK, you generally don't drive anywhere for more than about 6 hours at a time. Like you would stop overnight if you were driving for more than 6 hours. So the prospect of like driving into France and being in the car for like 8 hours just kind of puts me off.
I gotcha. I mean, we'll see. I mean, but that is great that it's only a 40-minute plane ride. So, I
Yeah,
mean, that's pretty cool. So, I think for me,
yeah,
it'd be like a 14-hour plane ride or like 12-hour plane ride. It's something crazy like that. But I
yeah.
mean,
It
I could be
it wouldn't
exaggerating, but I
it
know it's a
wouldn't
lot.
be that much. I think maybe like 10, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not good with plane
Mm.
rides because from here to Tokyo was 13, and from here to California was like
13
10, I
hours?
think. Yeah, it was horrible. um, and I spilt pasta on my shirt, and obviously I didn't have anything to get the pasta off my shirt, so by the time I got home
Oh
it was
no.
dried and it won't come off now. It was a really nice stitch t-shirt from Primark.
Oh
But
no.
I don't do well with plane rides, which is why I like the Paris one, because they say it'll take an hour and a half, but you're literally only like in the air for 40 minutes, so it's really good.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. So, I mean, well, maybe if we don't go to Tokyo, maybe if we go to Paris, hopefully maybe we can try to meet up there or something if we do that
Yeah,
next
that would
year.
be awesome.
Yeah, and of course, whenever you come to the US, let me know. And of course, when you go to New
Yeah,
York, let me know because I'm like
yeah.
3 hours away from New York. So
It's
we'll
so
see.
crazy because, like, I know that New Jersey is like right next to New York, but it still takes so long to drive there. It's
Yeah.
really crazy.
Yeah. So I'm in South Jersey. So I'm all the way towards the bottom of the state. So that's
Yeah,
probably because I have to go all through Jersey and then to New York. So
yeah,
that's why it takes a while. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully next year will be a year of Disney trips for both you and I know, and just a vacation, really.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, this hour is flying by.
I
So,
know.
Lizzie, what do you have coming up this week in your channel? I know this is going to be a big week for you.
Well, as you know, because I sent you a picture last week, I got my videos done like 2 weeks ago because I'm going to be so busy this week. So on Tuesday, I've got a video that I'll admit I filmed in March. I just haven't had a chance to put it up. It's a Shop Disney UK office haul. It's only a couple of items, but I wanted to show them to you once I started using them in the office. But I pretty much bought them and then we went into lockdown. I had to work from home. So they're still at home with me, but I thought I'd get that video up anyway. And then on Friday, I've got a mystery pin unboxing. I got a bag of the ice cream pins, which are open edition. So I thought I'd do an unboxing with those. And then on Saturday, I'm doing a really different video. I'm showing everybody my house on Animal Crossing because I thought while both houses aren't in a state of being able to film in, I would show you my Animal Crossing house. So that's what I've got going on. I'll be quite quiet on Instagram and YouTube because I won't have Wi-Fi on Friday or Saturday, but I should be back up and running by Sunday for my live stream.
All right. Well, I am really excited for your move, and I'm excited to see your pin unboxing too.
Yeah.
In your Animal Crossing house. I don't play Animal Crossing, but I know it's really popular. Not a lot of there's a lot of channels like kind of like showing you their updates within or their
Yeah.
progress within the game. So maybe it's something that I can look into. I remember years ago. I don't know if you ever played Farmville.
Yes, I used to be obsessed with Farmville.
Oh my gosh, me too. I would play Farmville all the time. But so it kind of when I've seen clips of this game, kind of reminds me of Farmville a little bit for some reason.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of similar because like you have to like harvest your fruit and things like that. But you're given so much more like freedom with Animal Crossing, whereas like Farmville, like it was very like you had to keep within those acres and everything. But I was absolutely obsessed with Farmville. But I imagine if I signed into it today, like on my computer, it would be an absolute mess and I wouldn't be happy with it because I can't go back to games. If I go back to a game, I've got to start fresh. So I wouldn't be able to play Farmville again. But what have you got going on this week now?
So for me, I actually just got 7 boxes of the new Hocus Pocus limited edition or limited
Wow.
release mystery pin set. So that video, I typically upload Wednesdays and Saturdays, but this is going to be a bonus video that's coming out tomorrow. And I also have a Funko video coming out during the week. I think I've told you guys, I love The Office, the American version of The
Yeah.
Office. So I got a bunch of The Office Funko Pops to show everybody some of the new wave The Office Funko Pops, including the one that was released during the San Diego Comic Con releases, which was Dwight with the Princess Unicorn doll. So it should be pretty fun. And then, and then next Sunday, we have Disney Collector Chat on your channel.
Yeah.
And later today at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 p.m. for
7.
you friends in the UK, we are going to be on Josh Goes to Disney's YouTube channel. We're going to be there with Meg Dorks, and we're going to be talking about just really all kinds of collectibles, pins, plushes, Funko Pops. So it should be pretty fun. So if you guys are looking for something to do later today, definitely join us at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 p.m. What does BST stand for again?
British Standard Time.
That's what I was going to say, but just in case.
Yeah. It used to be, everyone used to say GMT, which is Greenwich Meridian Time or something, but now we say British Standard Time, which I prefer.
Yeah, that seems a lot simpler and to the point, and it makes sense of where it is rather than GMT and wondering where's that.
Yeah,
But
I get confused with yours because you've got like EST, which I get is Eastern, but then like PST, I'm like, can't it be Middle Standard Time or something? It just confuses me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's so many different ones. No, there's like MST also, which I believe stands for Mountain Time, I think.
Oh.
So, yep, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not super sure about that, but yeah. But yeah, but oh my gosh, guys, the hour, we are here already at an hour and 1 minute. So we are gonna wrap it up today at an hour, and we'll see you guys later today on Josh's channel.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Thank you for joining us. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.